the fruit of your womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Behold the handmaid of the Lord. Be it done unto me according to your word. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. And the word was made flesh, and dwelt among us. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. Blessed are you among women, and blessed is the fruit of your womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. Pray for us, O Holy God, that we may be made worthy of the promises of Christ. Let us pray. What we beseech thee, O Lord, by your grace into our hearts, that we, to whom the incarnation of Christ your Son was made known by the message of an angel, may by his passion and cross be brought to the glory of his resurrection, through the same Christ our Lord. Amen. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit. As it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit. As it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. Glory be to the Father, and to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit. As it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be, world without end. Amen. May the divine assistance remain always with us, and may the souls of all be faithfully departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. Amen. The Lord be with you. And with your spirit. Almighty God bless you. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. This injures is proudly sponsored by Love Bite Foods and Beverages, located at number 1, Umuru Village in Nairobi. You can reach them on 081 47 49 2476. Listen to news updates on Ebona, the 103.5 FM immediately after Angeles, 6 o'clock a.m. and 6 o'clock p.m. weekdays. Stay tuned to be updated, to be informed. News updates, live reports. Ebona FM breaks the news with actualities. I believe that if we are hoping for a new Nigeria, you can as well listen online via mixlr.com/GistFM. Good morning and welcome to Ebona, the 103.5 FM news update. Today, Friday, the 20th day of January 2023. The time is 4 minutes past the hour of 6. Martin Ifan Chukwuekeze is my name. The headlines. Kanu needed for Southeast elections to hold. Soludo. Federal government debunks tenure extension for Inspector General of Police, Baba. Peterobi might win in Anambra State. Soludo. Omoagege to Delta presidents. Take Okowa's money but vote out PDP. Deposit old Naira notes before deadline. Central Bank of Nigeria reiterates. Russian troops launch local offensive in southern Ukraine. Now, the details. Kanu needed for Southeast election to hold. Soludo. The Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has reiterated his call for the unconditional release of the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, who has been in detention since 2021. Soludo pointed out that Kanu's release will play a key role in the peaceful build-up to the forthcoming general election starting next month. The governor
stated this on Thursday. He said he will send a formal letter to the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Malam Abubakar Malami San, in a few days to make his request official. On his rumored presidential ambition, Soludo said the possibility of being president is in the hands of God and only him knows who would in the region will be discussed. He also commended the president, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, for his fast approach to solving the security challenges, not just in Anambra, but in the entire Southeast. On the piece he wrote concerning the Labour Party's presidential candidate, peterobi, the governor said he wrote the piece for the sake of history, adding that he was only concentrating on his governorship duties for now. He said, I have just been elected the governor of Anambra State. I have traveled to several countries and served in the highest office. I am right now serving my people and I'm concentrating on giving my people quality governance. The AGF will receive a formal letter of our request for the release of Kano in a few days' time. It's about the life and prosperity of the entire Southeast. We want peace and transformation to return, and we need all the stakeholders around the table, he stated. Federal government debunks tenure extension for Inspector General of Police, Baba. The federal government has debunked reports that President Muhammadu Buhari has approved an extension of tenure for Nigeria's Inspector General of Police (IGP) Osman Akali Baba. Minister of Police Affairs Muhammad Magari Dingyadi clarified a statement issued on Thursday by his press secretary Osagbofe Ehishemen. The statement read, "The Minister of Police Affairs, Dr. Muhammad Magari Dingyadi, has noted with concern a misrepresentation of his response on the tenure for Inspector General of Police by some sections of the media following his engagement with State House correspondents after the Federal Executive Council meeting at the State House on Wednesday, 18 January 2023. It will be recalled that after the first Federal Executive Council meeting for the year 2023, which held yesterday at the State House, the minister addressed State House correspondents to intimate Nigerians on Council's approval of memo, which gives legal status to police training institutions across Nigeria as part of ongoing police reforms to produce quality manpower that will institutionalize service orientation and enhance internal security. For the avoidance of doubt, the Honorable Minister during the media engagement also responded to inquiries on the retirement date of the Inspector General of Police (IGP) Osman Akali Baba 20, which amongst other states that the person appointed to the office of the Inspector General of Police shall hold office for 4 years. These provisions of 2020 amended Police Act should not be misconstrued for the tenure extension as erroneously reported in some sections of the media, he stated. Peter might win in Anambra State, Soludo. I wish Peter the best of luck. Let him go and compete as others. We, Apoga, are also competing in the same race. We have our own candidate, Peter Umadi, who is also son of the soil, coincidentally from Anambra State as well, and he will do his own bit, get his own votes, he said. The governor referred to his piece in November 2022, where he said that Obi might win in Anambra but won't win the overall presidential election. He said in that piece, I even considered that Obi might win in Anambra State. I didn't mention that. Soludo, however, doubted the chances of Obi to win the overall presidential election next month. Governor Soludo, who is the new national leader of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, also said he has given Obi all the support the state government can offer to a former governor like Obi, who was in office between 2006 and 2014. The Anambra governor said he has been fair to all parties campaigning in the state and has not denied them state facilities to use for rallies. Recall that Soludo and Obi were at loggerheads over the state of Anambra economy and investments. The Anambra governor, Soludo, has said the investments Obi left in government are worth close to nothing. But in his reply, however, Obi said he did his little as governor of Anambra and urged Soludo to do his best in the state as an economic professor. The two, after the tirade, met at a public function in Oka where they embraced each other, a development that has been described by many as reconciliation move. Omoagege to Delta residents take Okowa's money but vote out PDP. Deputy Senate President and Delta All Progressive Congress governorship candidate Senator Ovia Omoagege has told residents of the state to feel free to collect any money offered them as last-minute bribes by Governor Ifeanyi Okowa and the People's Democratic Party, but make sure they vote them out in the coming elections. Senator Omar Agege gave the charge on Wednesday when the ongoing word-to-word campaigns of the APC touched down in Jesse, Etiop West, and Eku and Abraka in Etiop East local government areas of Delta State. He urged Deltans to be resolute in their determination to end the suffering imposed by the Governor Okowa-led PDP government in nearly 8 years, and asked that they should take any money offered in whatever guise, but proceed to vote PDP out. Senator Omar Agege said Governor Kowa punished Deltas for nearly 8 years of his administration by cornering the common patrimony for his personal political ambition of becoming a vice president, refused to pay retirees their gratuities, failed to implement minimum wage for workers, while arbitrarily increasing school fees of state-owned tertiary institutions. He therefore called on Deltas to reward Governor Kowa and PDP by voting all candidates of the APC in the elections and extinguish PDP from Delta State. He called on political leaders who have condoned Governor Kowa's misrule to publicly apologize to Deltans. He pointed out that the Eku Baptist Hospital, which was once the pride of had under the PDP-led government of Dr. Kowa become a shadow of itself. He promised to bring the hospital back to life when elected governor. Deposit old Naira notes before deadline, central bank reiterates. The Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, has charged Nigerians to ensure they deposit the old 500 Naira and 1,000 Naira notes in their various banks before the January 31st deadline. Mrs. Olu Faloke Ogundero, the CBN branch controller in Oyo State, gave the charge on Thursday during the sensitization program held across markets in the state. Recall that the CBN had introduced newly designed 200 Naira, 500 Naira, and 1,000 Naira notes with a directive that all old notes would be out of circulation by January 31st. The News Agency of Nigeria reports that the APES bank sensitization train, which took off from the popular Dugbe market, went through Arisholoye, Bodija, Bagi, and other major markets in Ibadan. Newsmen report that the sensitization train is also expected to visit the markets in the 5 other zones of the state, namely Ogbomosho, Oyo, Ibarapa, Oke Ogun 1, and Oke Ogun 2. Ogundero said the sensitization program was aimed at enlightening the traders on the new Naira notes and why they must deposit the old notes before the January 31st deadline. She said that CBN had dispensed lots of the new Naira notes to the banks, that the branch controller allayed fears of non-availability of relations, saying commercial banks had been instructed to load them in the automated teller machines, ATMs. Ugundero said banks that fail to comply with CBN's directive will be sanctioned. The January 31st is the deadline for all Nigerians to deposit the old Naira notes in the banks. The CBN is doing everything within its capacity to make the new notes available for banks to dispense through ATMs. The banks have been instructed to load the new Naira notes in ATMs. We are conducting spot check to make sure that banks dispense the new notes through ATMs. We have visited some ATMs and I can assure you that banks which fail to comply with CBN directives will be sanctioned, she said. Now we move over the foreign scene. Russian troops launch local offensive in southern Ukraine. The Russian army has launched a local offensive near the town of Orikhiv in southern Ukraine, where the front has been largely stagnant for months. The Russian installed official said Thursday. Our troops have gone into a local offensive around Orikhiv, and the heads of Moscow's installed authorities Zaporizhia region. Vladimir Rogov said, according to Russian state media, Rogov alleged the front had slightly shifted, that some Ukrainian troops had retreated. Our troops are holding their position, he said. The territories of Zaporizhia region, liberated from Ukrainian fighters, is gradually increasing. The Kremlin has claimed it annexed the Zaporizhia region and 3 other Ukrainian regions, despite not controlling them entirely, while Moscow occupies large swaths of the south of the Zaporizhia region. Its main city, also called Zaporizhia, has not fallen to Russian forces. Russia has vowed to take control of the rest of the southern and eastern Ukraine that it has claimed as its own. The front in southern Ukraine has been largely frozen since Moscow withdrew from the major cities of Kherson in November. The Ukrainian army did not mention Kyiv in its daily report on Thursday. The fiercest fighting in Ukraine in recent weeks has centered further north in eastern Ukraine, with Moscow claiming to have captured the town of Soledar outside Bakhmut. Intense battles over Bakhmut, which Russia has been trying to seize for months, is continuing. This is where we draw the curtain on the 103.5 FM. But before we leave, a quick look at the headlines. Kanu needed for Southeast elections to hold, Soludo. Federal government debunks tenure extension for Inspector General of Police, Baba. Peterobi might win in Anambra State, Soludo. Omagege to Delta residents, Baba. Peterobi might win in Anambra State, Soludo. Omagege to Delta residents. Take Okowa's money, but vote out PDP. Deposit old Naira notes before deadline. Central Bank of Nigeria reiterates. Russian troops launch local offensive in southern Ukraine. You just listened to news update on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. News produced and read by Martin Ifa and Shukwekeze. Thank you for listening to Ebona, the 103.5 FM news update. Once again, good morning. Good morning. Mezawa.